Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning. Thank you very much for connecting. How are we doing today? How are we doing? It is midweek. How are we doing today? If you are joining me for the first time, my name is Salita Roberts. I'm your image coach and personal stylist. My goal is to help you get more out of your wardrobe. What do I mean by that? You may need more confidence. You may need more business or career opportunities for yourself, right? So, my goal is to help you maximize the things that you have in your wardrobe to be able to achieve your personal and professional goals. So, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Today, I want to talk numbers. Now, I'm going to be honest, numbers are not like I suck at numbers, I suck at math. When I talk about math, I'm like banking math kind of person. But what I know, even though I may not be so great at math, is what I know is that when we talk about returns, right? Return on investments. We usually talk about return on investments on a property that we're buying, return on investments on, maybe investing in the stock market or investing generally maybe in your career or your business, right? You're looking at ways that when you put monies into it, that you're going to get back some form of return, right? Increase income. But generally, when we talk about return on investment, no one ever talks about what it means in terms of your image, in terms of your wardrobe. Because let's be honest, when you think about investing in your image or investing in your wardrobe, you're generally looking at it as an expense, right? No one goes out and go, oh my gosh, if I buy this dress, I'm going to be able to do this and get this, there's going to be some return on this dress. Like, you don't do that. Right? And that's what I want to talk about today, is to really show you that every piece in your closet, every time you make a purchase, every time you make an investment in yourself and in your image, you are investing not only in your future, but there is a possibility of getting returns on that. Returns as well can be financial gain, returns can be confidence, return can be just being smarter about how you spend your money, how you invest in your wardrobe, what you buy, what you don't buy, whether or not you're buying on impulse or not, right? So the return on investment is great. And which kind of like, I remember talking to a client and we were talking about, investing, what it takes to not only work with me, but also the after work that she needs to do. So working with me, we go through you can come in two ways. You can come in with a consultation because you're not sure what is it you want. What's happening in your closet, how you want to show up and what you need. Like, you're not sure of that. So we'll start with a consultation just to assess what's happening in your wardrobe, how you want to show up, and what does that mean for you in your career and your business. And then there's also the style strategy session, in that you have the things in your closet, but you're trying to figure out how do you wear them in a way that represents who you are and your brand, sends the right message, and it communicates your values at the same time. And you want some tips in terms of what are some things that you can do differently with what you already have. How can you dress, your body type? So we go through, within an hour, we go through quite a bit in that session. So I remember talking to this client and she was like, oh, but when I think about it, I have to invest in hiring you as my image coach, my personal stylist, and then I have to go and buy the clothes, right? So when she did the math, hiring me, making the investment in buying the clothes, it seemed at the time like the amount was too much. Like, oh, I have to invest $1,500 into a wardrobe. That's just buying clothes. Like, that's just it, right? It's buying clothes. You think about it, buying clothes. And when you think about investment in wardrobe and clothing, we relate that to the Fashion industry, right? They get the investment and the return on investment because you're buying and they're getting the monies. More they sell to you, more they make, right? And so you're looking at it as in, if I buy, I'm not getting rich off it. I'm not benefiting from it. The fashion industry is benefiting from it. But like I explained to my client, $1,500 in your image, in getting the items that you need, what do you need them for? If you're going to invest $1,500 in personal styling and image coaching, it cannot be to go on a vacation in, a European vacation. It cannot be an investment to just a birthday party or a special event. So you're just going to put $1,500. Like, no. When you think about making an investment into your image, into your personal style, it has to be something that helps you to build your personal brand, whether or not that's in your business, your personal brand for your business, or your personal brand for your career. Because when we look at it this way, if you're investing in your personal brand for your business, when you're showing up in a polished, professional, comfortable way, whatever that means for you, you're allowing yourself the opportunity to create, attract more sales, and to get more sales, right? Because appearance, when we think about appearance will get you in the door, yes. That's where your wardrobe comes in. It gets you in the door. Your ability and your expertise is what keeps you in the room, right? So you have to think about it that way. Your image, especially in this virtual space, the way you present yourself on social media, the way you present, like what we see is your profile first, right? We see that profile picture first, and that picture is what determines whether or not we're going to click on your profile, right? So think of your image and your appearance as that thing that gets you to click, that thing that gets you in the door. Hi, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. Right? So think about it that way. When you're thinking about a return on investment, when you're working on your personal style and your image, it has to be in relation to your business and in relation to your career, and not necessarily just doing it for, going on a shopping spree, going somewhere on vacation. Now, if you want to do that, totally fine. I'm not saying not to. If you have the ability to do it, then of course you do it. But whenever you're thinking about investing in your personal style and your image, think about it in terms of when you craft your image this way and your personal style and building your personal brand, what does that mean? Now, when I think of, let's identify a few women that's really been able to build their personal brand, not only with their talents, but also with their image, with their appearance. When we think of the Marie Forleos and the Beyoncés and the Michelle Obamas, look at the way they're presenting themselves. All of them have different style of dressing. All of them have different ways in which they're presenting themselves. But at the end of the day, what these women realized is that to strengthen the personal brand, to be able to attract the opportunities that they needed, they had to present themselves in a way that speaks to the audience that they're talking to, and being able to present in a way that says, I am ready for more. Right? I am ready for more. Because if we look at Michelle Obama as a perfect example, I think of her as an ordinary woman. Yes, she may have been the former First Lady of the United States, but looking at her background, looking at the way that she transitioned throughout that presidency, and now her style of dressing is really changed to match the brand that she's presenting and how she wants to be perceived and how she wants to be viewed and how she wants to position herself for success. So you have to think about it that way. Now, you don't have to say, it's not a case where, it's about designer clothing in order to present yourself in a professional manner, in order to get those returns. It's not. Okay. Image is more than a dress code. It is more than the brands that you wear. It's more in terms of how you're presenting yourself, right? How are you presenting yourself? What are you wearing? Are you wearing skirts that are too short or too long for the environment that you're in? Are you wearing clothing that's completely wrinkled and it's there holes, or your shoes is dirty, or ill-fitting clothing where you have on a suit or maybe a hoodie or whatever it is, and it is super long, super big for you, right? When you're thinking of the investment on your image and getting that return on your image, you have to look at the way you're presenting yourself. Because as you may be aware, 93% of our communication is visual. It is visual. Whether or not we agree or not that people shouldn't judge us, the way we present ourselves, they are going to judge you, right? They are going to judge you. It is up to you. What is it you want for yourself? Like, how do you want to feel and how do you want to present yourself, right? Because when you determine that, that's the message that you're going to send to those persons around you. The things that you wear is going to communicate exactly what you want it to say about you and your expertise. So whether or not you wear a hoodie or you wear a suit, right? Because I know when we talk about comfort and we talk about dress code and we talk about looking polished and professional and all of these things, generally, let me know if you agree. If you have said this, it's like, oh no, I want to be comfortable, right? We think that we don't want to be placed in a box and have anyone tell us what to wear or anything like that. So it's like, no, I want to be comfortable and I'm going to wear whatever is comfortable for me. Fantastic. Absolutely, you should do that. But in your level of comfort, you should understand it is how you present yourself, right? So whether or not you wear a hoodie or you wear a suit, it's how you present yourself wearing that garment. It's how you style it, it's how it fits, right? So let me know, think about it. When was the last time you purchased something from someone that you did not know? You've either been following on social media, the way they present themselves, the way they speak, the way, they're communicating to you and adding value to you. You don't know this individual personally, or you were never referred to them. You just kind of like follow them along and you like the messaging that they're sending and they're communicating to you. And so you decided to purchase from them. What made you, first of all, engage with that individual in terms of following their content, in terms of commenting, in terms of, just being there and showing up every time they do a live? For instance, me, right? Every time I do a live, you're showing up. Every time I post my content, you're showing up. What made you do that? If you answered image and the way I'm presenting myself, that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say presenting yourself to be able to get that return. Because I'm presenting myself in a way that speaks to me, but also says to you, I am capable of being your personal stylist and your image coach. I am capable of helping you along your journey. You then book a consultation with me or book a service from me, and that's where I'm getting the return on my image. So whatever investment that I would have made in, getting my lipstick or getting, this outfit that I'm wearing, whatever it costs me, I am presenting myself in a way that is going to multiply that amount. Right? It's going to multiply that amount. So you may make an immediate investment right now in your image that you look at it and be like, ooh, that figure seems steep, right? Let's be honest, right? If you're investing in yourself, it's never going to be cheap, right? But you have to make that investment work for you. And this is what I mean by getting more out of your wardrobe. Getting more out of your wardrobe, making sure that it works for you, is how you present yourself right? The confidence that you have to now do the things that you want to do, whatever your goals are. You know what those goals are in your life and in your business and in your career. But you cannot pursue your goals by looking at just one aspect of who you are as an individual and your brand. So you can work on your communication skills, you can work on your resume, you can work on your personal, on your business in terms of, putting together your business plan, putting together your products or services. But there's also that element of your appearance. There's also that element of your image. What are you going to put onto social media? What are you going to put onto your products? What are you going to use to attract your audience to be able to get those opportunities that you need to be able to get more sales, to be able to get more income, right? Because I was reading this article that says that 83% of executives says that what their employees wear, the clothing of choice, does impact their chances of earning a promotion. Now, when we hear these numbers and we hear these comments, your immediate reaction will be, that should not be, it's the person's work, their work ethics and what they're doing. And yeah, those are all important factors. But you have to show up in a way that says, I'm trustworthy and credible, and I know what I'm doing, right? Think about it. If you have a doctor, if you're a doctor, you go to a doctor's appointment for the first time, and you walk into that room, and your doctor is wearing, I'm going to be extreme here. If you walk into the doctor's office and your doctor is wearing a jumpsuit from like a construction outfit, and he or she presents themselves and say, oh, I'm your doctor for today, what would you think? How would you feel? Would you be like, am I in the right place? Right? That's what you would think, because the image that the person is presenting to you isn't in line with what you think someone in this arena, in this industry should look like and should present themselves, and how they should present themselves, right? Because his image is not in line with what you think it is. So kind of think of how you present yourself that way. How do you want to be perceived? What opportunities are you going for? Are you going for within your business? Let's say you're in the sales industry. And we all know within the sales industry, as soon as you introduce yourself and you say, hi, I'm Salita, I'm in sales, right? People immediately want to run away from you, right? How do you get that person to stop and hear what you're saying? That's your image. That's your appearance. The investment that you make in how you show up then changes that person's perception of you and the industry that you're working in, and allows you the opportunity to really sell yourself in a way, right? So you get to say what you're about, you get to say what products and services you're offering and how you can help them. Going back to what I said, your appearance and your image is what gets you in the door. It's what gets you that it helps you to be able to get that person to stop, listen, and for you to close the sale, right? So if you're in a sales industry, that's how it is, presenting yourself in that way, right? So I like to think of superheroes. I mean, I'm sure you've heard me say this before, where like Wonder Woman is like one of my favorite superhero sitcom series, whatever you call it, but the old version, that's what I grew up with, Linda Carter. And one of the things superheroes do is like they're normal people going around within society, but whenever they want to increase their confidence and their competence and and having complete faith in themselves and in their ability to save the day, she will put on The Wonder Woman outfit, right? That boosts her confidence. When you see her in that, you immediately know, oh, that's Wonder Woman. And you know that she's going to save the day. So that's the return on what she's wearing. Increased confidence, feel competent enough in her abilities to save the day. That's the investment. That's the return on investment. So kind of think about it that way as well. I know I'm using like different examples to like really break it down, because I know what it is to invest in your wardrobe. I know the returns on it, right? And I know that that is not a part, most persons don't think about it in terms of their business or their career strategy. We think about, the branding, and we think about, oh, we need to close the sale, but understand, in order to close the sale, you need to get in the door, and your appearance will help you to do that. Right? So let's talk about, I want to share three ways in which you can, when you make that investment, to maximize on your wardrobe and your image. The first way is to look at whenever you're purchasing something, right? The initial instinct for most of us, especially when we have limited capital, is that we would think, okay, let me just get something really cheap just to do the photo shoot, or just to go to the interview, or just to come on Zoom, or just to do this meeting. It's like, oh, let me just get something really cheap just to do that. But when you think about your wardrobe and buying, you have to think about the cost per wear. So where is it you may buy a shirt, because we're all dressing, well, most of you are dressing tabletop, where you're just dressing the top half of your body, that you may have gone to a fast fashion boutique or store or wherever, and you got a shirt for, let's say, because we love bargains. It's like, oh, I got this shirt for $10. It was such a deal. Okay. How many times after you purchased that shirt and wore it, washed it, worn it, are you able to wear it again? So if you purchase a shirt for $10 and you were able to, like, you wore it twice, and after the second wash, it's like, it's no more. It's either frilling out, or if it's a t-shirt, it's like the stretching and everything is completely off and you cannot wear it again. So you spent $10 to get this shirt, but you were only able to wear it 2 times. That's $5 per wear. Think about it that way. So after the second wash, you have to dump it, right? Because it no longer fits. It's no longer structured. Nothing. Gotta go. Buyer's remorse. You wasted $10. Think about it this way now. Had you said, okay, what can I afford based on my budget right now? Am I able to buy a quality piece for, if we go on Untitled, they're like, depending, I think they're like 25 and up for a shirt. And you buy a shirt from Untitled. Let's say you pay $25 because maybe you went to the sales rack and you got a really good shirt for $25. $25 you spent, but you're able to wear that shirt, or you've had that shirt and worn it multiple times in a year. Now you do the math. That's $25 divided by the amount of times you wore that shirt. When we talk about cost per wear, that's what we're talking about. So when I say, or I encourage you, or I'm talking about investing in quality pieces, investing in your image, because then you get to use that piece multiple times. That $25 that you spend on that shirt is now allowing you to make more than that in your business, in your career, because you're now presenting yourself for promotion. You're presenting yourself for more sales in your business, which means that you have multiplied that, right? You have simply multiplied that. So whenever you're thinking about building your wardrobe and looking at your image and you're trying to figure out what are some of the things that I need, like you will spend, let's say you spend $1,500 with me. We spend a period of a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever the service is that you would have gotten. Divide that by the amount of monies you would have made, or multiply that by the amount of monies, whatever the math is. I told you all, I'm not good at math, but if I sit down, I can figure it out, right? So think about it that way. You may spend that amount right now for the investment. Once you put in the work, because you're not just spending monies on your image, spending monies on your wardrobe and not do the work, right? You have to do the work, whether or not that is speaking more, whatever it is you want to really get the return on investment. So you have to make the clothing, your image works for you, which brings me to styling and functionality. You don't need, like I was guilty of this. I thought the more pieces that I have in my closet, the more options that I have, the better style, like a better style I will have. But I'm going to be honest, with a bigger closet and more pieces, like I'm just spending and buying more pieces, I wasn't wearing all my pieces. And you're probably experiencing the same thing where you have a closet full of clothes, but you only wear a certain amount. And research has shown that women only wear 20% of their wardrobe instead of 100%. And 80% is just sitting there. You may be a little better than that, but look at it this way. We're talking about return on investment. Anything that's sitting in your closet is not allowing you to make more money, allowing you to make more sales, allowing you to build your personal brand, allowing you to get more speaking engagements. It's not allowing you to do that because you're only wearing that 20% and the 80% is just sitting in your closet, wasting space, taking up space, and you would have wasted your monies like that, right? So you have to think about functionality. When you're investing in your wardrobe, functionality, what are some of the things do I need in my closet? And can I wear these pieces across different activities in my life? So for instance, you may see me wear something at home where I'll post my, daily outfit of the day. You may see me wear something at home. But rest assured, I do wear that when I go out. So I dress it down to make it casual, to make it comfortable, to make it, easy for me to work in. But if I have to go out, I'm wearing that again, right? I'm finding another way to style it to go out. So this shirt that I'm wearing at home. I'm doing this live on it with it. That does not mean that if I'm going out tomorrow, if I'm going to a networking event, or I'm going to, shopping with a client, I can wear this again. Right? So there are pieces in your closet that's going to be specific to the season, but most of your wardrobe should not be that way. Most of your wardrobe, most of the pieces in your closet should be able to not only mix and match to create new outfits and more outfits, but you should be able to wear it either to a coffee shop if you want to. You should be able to wear it to meet a client. You should be able to wear it on your Zoom calls. You should be able to wear it at a business meeting. Whatever it is just how you style it to be able to create that look that you need. Right? So think about it that way. When you start investing in your wardrobe with these specific things in mind and not just buying and not just saying, oh, I don't want to do it because, I'm wasting my monies, but kind of like think about it in terms of when you put in this one time, how much are you getting out of it, right? Which comes into, but when we talk about branding and messaging. So the first 2 points, I think, are geared towards you buying pieces to add to your closet and how you wear it, how you style it, how long you have it for, right? This particular point, which is branding and messaging, speaks to now when you put those pieces in your closet, when you would have done the work with me to determine how to dress your body type, to determine how to create outfits and put things together and how to shop so that you save and don't be spending all your monies on it. And then at the end of the day, like, oh, I don't want to do it because I'm wasting my monies. That's probably because you don't have the right strategy, right? So branding and messaging, this is where everything that you would have done before, you're now able to have your brand speak for you, have your wardrobe multiply those opportunities. I'm going to give you an example. So I think we're in 2021. So last year, I made the investment into getting new brand photos. The photos that I had before, because I did a brand shoot, I think about 3 years prior, but it was not, because I wasn't clear on my brand message. I wasn't clear on how I want to feel, how I want to express myself within my brand, and how I want to show up. What I did was just simply wore whatever was in my closet. Like I just put together an outfit I thought was cute and I went. Took the photos and I'm looking at them. I looked at them when I got clear on my brand message and how I want to communicate and how I want to present myself to you. I looked at it and I was like, no, this is not in alignment with how I want to feel and how I want to present myself, right? The photos were great, but it wasn't how I wanted to present myself. So part of the investment in building my business was to get new brand photos. At the time, making that investment to get the photos is like, ooh, that's a lot, right? I had to hire a photographer. I also had to rent the space that I was getting my photos done. Like that was all on me. Fortunately for me, I did not have to spend money on clothing because I already made the investment and have the pieces in my closet. I didn't have to spend money on hair and makeup because I did it myself. Through practice and practice and practice, I was able to do it myself. So the photos that you're looking at currently on my social media, on my products, on my services pages, styling was done by me based on things I already have in my closet because I made the investment. I knew exactly what my personal style was. I knew what I wanted. So when it came to doing the photo shoot, it was more of how do I want to present myself? What do I want my photos to say? How do I want my brand to speak for me whenever I am not appearing in front of you, but you're looking at my photos? What do I want my brand to say? What do I want these photos to say? Right? And for me, I wanted to say, like tap into that side of me because I've been in banking for like 15 plus years. And if you've ever been in banking or you know anything, banking is like this, right? You get up, you do the same thing every day and it's like, it's pretty boring, right? Pretty boring. So there's a side of me I never like got to express in the banking world of myself, like who I am. Like you generally see that person who I am, like when I'm outside of work. So I wanted more of me to be in my brand photos. That is where I'm quirky, where I'm, I can never stand straight and take a picture. Like I never know what to do with my hands and pose. So you see all of that in my photos. I wanted to have colors where it's not just me having, the general look of a headshot, but my headshot is not like the usual, like the ones where you fold your arms and you're like this. No, because that's not what I want my brand to say, right? The point that I'm trying to make is that because I made that investment at the time, which seemed like a lot, I made the investment to get new brand photos. And now I'm putting it in on my social media. I'm putting it on my service page. Whenever you see that, that is what draws you in. That is what makes you connect with me and say, can you help me? I need to dress better. I need to present myself better. I want to boost my confidence. I want to build my personal brand. Can you help me with my wardrobe? So that was a one-time investment that I made in getting new photos done, new headshots done. And that photo that you're looking at, I cannot tell you how many opportunities I've gotten from it. I've gotten podcast interviews invite from it. I've gotten clients. I've gotten like people just connecting with me, just wanted to chit chat and get to know each other. Like there's so many opportunities I've gotten from it on that level. But the other opportunity that I get from it in terms of return on investment is that I feel confident in the way that I'm presenting myself in my brand. All right. So when you are thinking about what is the return, like when I make this investment in hiring a personal stylist, getting an image coach, like what is the return? Because what you see is something that more aligned with industry fashion. Like fashion is where you spend money just to look good. When you invest in your image, when you invest in your wardrobe, it is and should be looked at as an investment in your personal brand, an investment in your goals. Because once you know what to wear, you know how to show up, then you'll be able to brand yourself better within your career or better within the company or your business. Right? It means that having the right pieces in your closet, knowing exactly, like I have 80% of the clothing in my closet because I'm gonna allow you 80% because you never know. Some of you are still holding on to pieces that you should have gotten rid of, right? You know that 80% of the things that you have in your closet are things that you wear. So whenever you need to show up for a Zoom call, whatever you need to show up for in-person events, whenever you're thinking of, I need to rebrand my online presence, because let me tell you this, if you are not rebranding and updating your branding on social media, your online presence right now, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm going to speak about that later on. I'll do another conversation on that, the importance of building your online presence right now. There's so many things everything that we're going through right now, we don't know what the future will hold. And based on what I am seeing, your online presence is going to become very, very, very crucial to your personal and professional development. And the way you present yourself, the way your image looks, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you communicate your values and your expertise, that's where people are going to be looking more. They were already doing that, but that's where people are going to be looking more for individuals to fill certain spots, for individuals to hire, for individuals to build relationships with, because we may not have that much of an in-person interaction. So I digress, but I wanted to put that in there, and I'll speak on that later on at a different time, the importance of your online presence. So this is what I want you to take away from this conversation, right? This is what I want you to take away from this conversation. First of all, before you decide, because you have to think about it, you have to make sure that you weigh where you are right now and where you want to go. So here's my question to you. What are you looking to achieve in your life, in your business, or in your career? That's the question. Write it down. If you're watching the replay, write it down, put it in the chat if you want to. If you're live, you can put it in the chat if you want to. What are you looking to achieve in your life or your business? Because based on your answer, then you'll be able to know if you're putting together, like, what assets do you need to achieve it? What assets? Confidence, better wardrobe, better image on social media, in the online space. What do you need? Right? What do you need to accomplish your goals? Because if you plan to achieve those goals and not something that you're just writing in your journal, like, this is what I want to do, if you're serious about it, you're serious about putting the work in to get what you want, out of life, out of your business, out of your career, then you have to include your wardrobe and you have to include your image as part of that. Right? You have to do that. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. If you're watching the replay, make sure you share this with a friend. If you're watching the live, share it with a friend as well. Before I close out, I want to leave this quote with you from Zig Ziglar. He said, "You cannot climb the ladder of success in the costume of failure." That simply means for this conversation, if you want to make more sales, if you want to have more opportunities, you have to invest in your wardrobe, what you wear, how you present yourself. You have to invest in your image being your image collateral in terms of your headshots and how you're presenting yourself. Okay, so thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, take care. Bye.